Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of our future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of our future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's new work captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flaming!
What was their explanation to you why they did not consult with you?
It's worse than that because we've now found out that they consulted with the murderers, the mass murderers family, before they consulted with us. That's how upside down our system is. And they encourage this.
His PCR, his post-conviction relief, it states that these conversations, the plea deal conversations were made with himself and his family. So he's using his family as witnesses to basically say that he was coerced by his attorney.
They played into
coerced into that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, are you glad because this hopefully opens the door to a possible death penalty?
Yes, in that sense. I wish it would have already happened because we were already in those shoes. We were already in that state of mind. We were ready to go.
Up all the old wounds, the whole thing. What was their explanation to you why they did not consult with you?
It's worse than that because we've now found out that they consulted with the murderers, the mass murderers family, before they consulted with us. That's how upside down our system is. And they encourage this.
His PCR, his post-conviction relief, it states that these conversations, the plea deal conversations were made with himself and his family.
So he's expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. It's your girl, Nora Christine. I'm hosting tonight our introduction to our true crime nights that we're starting tomorrow night. Mia will be hosting, talking about the Philadelphia potential serial killer. And also update on the Lindsay Glancy trial. But tonight I'm kicking us off for the week talking about the Idaho 4. So guys, I keep saying that we are literally watching a mass psychosis in this country because people are so obsessed with conspiracy theories that everything now is a conspiracy. And this Idaho 4 case has now become one of them. And I'm hearing rumors that there's something going around online. I got to look into it in between clips that people are saying that Lindsay Clancy's husband could be mixed in this. I don't see a correlation, but I'll play what these people are saying. But tonight we're going to talk about what's true and what isn't. For those of you that don't know, the Idaho 4 case refers to the November 13, 2022 unalivements of 4 University of Idaho students in an off-campus house at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Bryan Kohberger, a then 28-year-old PhD student from Pennsylvania that attended at nearby Washington State University, was charged. I'm going to play this old clip explaining what we knew back then, because this is from 2023. Shout out to Bryan Ensign, one of the best true crime people out there. Let's watch.
We have now found out that he actually applied to be a research assistant with the Pullman, Washington Police Department, and didn't just apply, but even had some kind of virtual interview with the chief. And we've been able to obtain one of the emails that he wrote to the chief. I want to read it to you. It says, "Chief Jenkins, it was a great pleasure to meet with you today and share my thoughts and excitement regarding the research assistantship for public safety. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Best regards, Bryan." He applied for this internship for fall 2022. Obviously, just very, very strange to think about what we know now. The fact that he was having these intimate meetings with the police department, emailing the police chief, and then the way everything turned out.
I mean, fall 2022 is exactly when the murders happened, November 13th. That's just unbelievable. But so here's the $64,000 question. Did he get the job? I know he was a highly ranked candidate, like, I don't know, one of the top 10 or so, right?
Yeah, it's a good question. We don't know. We don't know whether he got the job or, where this went from there. We just don't know. But what I can tell you,
Y'all didn't even hear me this whole time. So Bryan Kohberger was a PhD student at the time. He was applying at the time to be he applied at his local police station to work for the police station. And thank you, Chaos. I didn't even know it was muted. I appreciate you. But anyway, so at the time, he was trying to work for his local police station, but he was like harassing women. So they're like, no, we can't give you this job. Well, maybe if they would have gave him the job, maybe he would have ended up in Idaho. But there are people online, and I'm going to play the conspiracies tonight, because there are many people that don't believe he really did this. And we're going to lay it all out, because I believe in being fair and being honest.
Like the coincidence,
I don't want to just
off the chain.
show you one side, because that wouldn't be fair. But I got to give you backstory about who he is. So the police were stalking him. They were watching him before they arrested him. Let's watch this clip right here when they pulled him over on the drive back from Washington State all the way back to Pennsylvania. This is him and his father in the white car that was seen on camera when he unalived the students.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. He was right up on the back end of that van.
He's on the left.
Pulled you over for
Bryan
tailgating. Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're
What's WSU?
Yeah, I go to the university basically. That is watching everything.
So we're okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh.
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're slightly punchy because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours we're driving. Well, almost a day.
Okay.
So, guys, this clip was days before he was arrested. They were literally tailing him back to his home in Pennsylvania. And when he got back home, what they did was they took out trash from the side of his road. Now, they can't break into your home, but if trash is on the side of your house, they can then test your DNA, guys. I didn't know this was a thing, but that's what they did. And in turn, when he unalived the people, he left one piece of DNA, one piece of evidence. He did such a good job cleaning up the house that all he left was a knife sheath. And in that knife sheath, they found DNA. And from the DNA, they found him to be a match. And when they tested his DNA at the home, they found his father's, I guess he had like a Q-tip or something. And they said that 100% this person is the father of the person that left the knife sheath. Now, supposedly he bought said knife a few months before he left for college from an Amazon purchase. The other odd thing was he didn't use one of his credit cards or debit cards. They're saying he used like an Amazon card, like he used his credit card to buy a gift card and in turn used the gift card to buy the knife sheath. It's a lot of weird connections to this whole thing. And that's why many people have their doubts and they're questioning this. I'll give my opinion at the end, but I want to play some of these conspiracies that are coming out for you guys because a lot is coming out. First, people are trying to link him right now to a current case that's going on. And let me play the clip for you.
These two pictures side by side, I actually got the chills. So Patrick Clancy is on the left, Bryan Kohberger is on the right. Now look at them. The eyes, the expression, the intensity of that stare, even the overall facial structure. So tell me you don't see an eerie resemblance because once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. Kohberger is the man convicted of the November 13th, 2022 murders of 4 University Idaho students. And those eyes are what immediately grabbed me. There's this incredibly intense, almost emotionalist look in both photographs that to me, it's unsettling. Now, before somebody comes at me for in the comments, you cannot diagnose psychopathy by looking at someone's eyes, ears, or facial structures. That's not how psychology works. And the position of someone's ears in relationship to their eyes is not evidence that they're a psychopath. But I am allowed to say these two photographs give me an unsettling feeling. Absolutely. Because side by side, the resemblance is freaking uncanny. Maybe it's the angle, maybe it's the expression, maybe it's simply coincidence, but I need to know, am I the only one seeing this? I need y'all to put your thoughts in the comments.
So, guys, do you see a resemblance? Give me your thoughts in the comments, guys. I see 60 of you guys are live and watching. And this woman is saying that Bryan Kohberger and Lindsay Clancy's husband have a resemblance. I also want to know in the chat, guys, we have a poll that's going on. Is Bryan Kohberger guilty? 1 in the chat for yes, 2's in the chat for no. I want to know what you guys think. I've been talking this whole time. Y'all are awfully quiet. 1's in the chat for yes if you think Bryan Kohberger is guilty. 2's in the chat for no. I'm going to play another clip right here, and we're going to talk about this. All right. So I'm tired of listening to her. These people, they call them Kohberger worshipers. A lot of them go to the trial. They harass the Goncalves family. We'll play that next. They harass all the victims' families. They are so convinced that Bryan is innocent that they harass these families to no end. And I'm not making this up. I'll play some other opinion pieces because, again, it's not all about me. I want you guys to hear other viewpoints. The biggest reason why I have questions in all of this, and I think something that we've all been questioning, is why it took so long for the victims, because there were people that were alive still in the house, to call the police. So let me give you guys the timeline of what happened. Let's go back. Let's talk about the factual things that we know. So November 12th, the night of the murders, there were 4 victims. We'll get to them. There were 6 people living in this home. Well, 5. One was visiting. Goncalves and Mogen, they were best friends from high school. They go way back. They were both seniors. Goncalves was literally about to graduate in December. Mogen was in June, and they were in sororities, 2 different sororities. They also then had 2 other roommates, Xana, Bethany, and Dylan. We'll get to Bethany and Dylan ended up surviving. We'll talk about them next. Xana was unalived with her boyfriend, Ethan. We'll talk about that next. So what we do know, there is evidence that shows that Bryan Kohberger for weeks was taking the trip from where he was at in Pullman, Washington, which was the neighborhood university, driving to Moscow, shopping, going to restaurants, potentially even stalking the home, because there are expert witnesses that have come out and said that his cell phone was in the home before this. His cell phone was in the home before this. So for all these people that say it's not possible, guys, his cell phone was there before this. So do I think Bryan Kohberger did this? Yes. Do I think he did this alone? No, but we'll get to that. One's in the chat if you think he's guilty, 2 if you don't think he isn't, and you guys can tell me all your rationale why you think he's innocent as well. But anyways, so the 2 survivors. So let's get to that. That night, Goncalves and Mogen, they went to the Corner Club sports bar in Moscow. They then went to a food truck. Kernodle and Chapin attended a party at the Sigma Chi fraternity house, right? 1:45 a.m. they returned home. Kernodle and Chapin, they came to the house about 1:56. All 4 victims were inside by roughly 2 a.m. Some phone activity occurred later in the night. Goncalves and Mogen called Goncalves' ex-boyfriend, which has been cleared from potentially doing this. And at 4 a.m., Kernodle ordered DoorDash and it came. And then they're saying that the murders had to have happened in a 16-minute period, and we'll get to that. He was captured on surveillance, a white Hyundai Elantra, which is his vehicle, captured on surveillance, circling the premises. The survivor, Dylan Mortensen, said she heard a female voice say something like, "There's someone here." She heard someone running downstairs, boom, 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 running downstairs. She then heard crying, a male voice saying, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." She said she saw a male at some point, about 5'10", athletic build with bushy eyebrows, remember that guy, walk past her around the exit. He then encountered and killed Kernodle at that time. Leading up to that, though, guys, I want you to look at these text messages. They're on the screen. Dylan Mortensen texted the surviving roommate, Bethany, and said, "No one is answering. I'm really confused right now." Dylan then texted one of the girls that was murdered, Kaylee, and said, "Kaylee, what's going on?" Bethany texted Dylan and said, yeah, dude, what WTF? Bethany said to DM, Xana was wearing all black. So what I don't understand is, how did Bethany see the person when she claims she didn't see him? Very confusing. Again, the whole thing is confusing. Dylan texts to Bethany, "I'm freaking out right now." No, it's like ski mask almost. Bethany said to Dylan, "STFU, really? Actually?" Dylan to Bethany, like he had something over his forehead and mouth. Bethany, "I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out." Bethany to Dylan, "So am I." Dylan to Bethany, "My phone is going to die. F." Bethany to Dylan, "Come to my room. Run down here." So then she darts down there. She sees Xana's body. At the time, she's like, I thought she was passed out drunk. Sees her down on the ground, runs by it, goes to the room, and they don't call the police until 8 hours later. Now, that's why they waited. They said, we thought it could have been a prank. We thought it could have been, like the fraternity brothers, a villain playing a prank. We didn't think it was true. But they didn't call the police first, guys. First, Bethany called her parents because she was having a toothache. Her father's a dentist. Then they call friends and they say, something's going on here. It's a little bit too quiet in this house. The one friend calls her boyfriend. The boyfriend comes over to the house. The boyfriend goes upstairs. He discovers the bodies. He said, don't come out here. Don't come up here. Something's going on. Then they called the police. That don't sound suspicious, y'all. Like, that really do sound suspicious to me. I'm not going to lie to you. Why would you wait 8 hours? I understand you have your concerns, but that is really weird. I can't lie. I can't say it's not weird. It's really weird. This is Xana Kernodle's mom. She said that she feels betrayed because Ann Taylor once represented her. Yes, guys. Xana, the victim's mom, was once represented by Bryan Kohberger's public defender. Let's watch. So that is Xana Kernodle's mom. At the time when she was unalived, she was in prison. Okay. She was in prison. And what's interesting is when investigators went to go question her about what happened, she told them, I think this could be connected to my drug history past, and they going after my daughter. What's interesting is Bryan Kohberger had a drug history past. Bryan Kohberger was investigating and had sent out several surveys. This is a survey he did. And he said, hello, my name is Bryan. I'm inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. He was gathering evidence. And one of the people that came out and said that when he spoke to Bryan, it was almost like Bryan was getting off on hearing stories about how he stalked his victims and how he watched them sleep. And the person was like a robber. And it was like, oh, well, I was in the house when the people were sleeping. And he was like obsessed with that part, not about the crime itself, but about what the victims did while they were sleeping. And he said that was interesting to him. So a lot has come out, guys, about this. But again, we're going to play all sides. I'm very, I'm all about facts and the truth, but there are some people that are not about that. And they are standing by Bryan Kohberger's innocence. Let me play this. All right, guys, I've heard enough of this. So essentially, the big thing that I want y'all to take away from this is there are, other allegations that people are trying to blame the victims. I will say Xana and Ethan were found to have methamphetamines in their system when they were tested. It was said that they were the two roommates in the house that would partake in some extracurricular activities. And what I suspect, my alternative theory is, the reason why they waited to call the popos when they knew that their friends were being, is because they were probably, and they were all underage, and or I believe they knew that there were drugs in Xana's room and they had to get the drugs out. Potentially, that is my theory. That is what I think why they waited to call the police. I do believe Xana and Mogan were victims. I mean, not Xana, Mogan. I mean, they were all victims, but I do believe Mogan and Corgalvis had nothing to do with that. Let me be clear. They were all victims. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not, but that is my potential alternative theory because it doesn't make sense why they waited so long. Why did they wait so long? Okay. Like, why wait so long? I want to play this clip of what the car looked like so y'all can.
5 or 6 Sigma Chi kids, and they asked you how if you can kill somebody, they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah. And I know that's a thing that just like maybe people say, trying to like have interesting conversation, but like just in my head, it's like it's always been these dudes that were in the fraternity. And so it makes me wonder if it's a thing that's in their like culture that they ask to see how smart you are and whatever.
This is interesting.
And what kind of answer you come up with, and someone took it too far.
At the time too, with the fraternity guys.
Oh wow! What kind of dudes would ask you that?
Well,
that's crazy as shit, man.
Oh man. Okay, guys, this is Bryan Kohberger. For all of you that think he's innocent still, admitting to doing it. Let's watch.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022, enter the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder?
Yes.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
Did you, on or about that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Kaylee Gonzalez, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
And did you, on that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice of forethought?
Yes.
And then on or about November 13th, 2022, again in Latah County, Idaho, did you kill?
I don't know what more else y'all need to hear. Bro just admitted to it. Yes, he said he did it. I don't know what else to say, y'all. I mean, this week the details came out regarding the United Healthcare unaliver Mangione that everybody was obsessed with. Everybody thought he was a hero. He didn't do it. He gave backstory. He gave details how he did it. And I know there are still people that says, no, he didn't do it. The government told him to say that. You guys, some things are just the way it seems. Let me be clear though. Do I think that this punk right here could have did it by himself? No, I don't think he did it by himself. Let me be clear. I do think that there was someone else. I don't think you can stab 4 people 150 plus times in 16 minutes by yourself. I just don't. I don't believe how you can do it. I do believe he had help, but he's it. He's the one who did it. There's no other way that he didn't do this, guys. And again, I told you I was going to be fair. I'll play more clips of the other conspiracies because there are a ton out there where people just really don't believe Bryan did this. They really don't believe he had a hand in this. This clip right here. Hold on. Guys, if you're watching, if you could please support the live by hitting the like button. I appreciate your support. 1 second, I'm going to find the TikToks for you. But people really don't think he did it. This is the full 911 call right here from the case.
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What's your phone number?
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi,
and are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, but we gotta go check. But we have to. Is it passed out?
Mind you, at this point, she doesn't know that her roommate is filled with blood on the floor. There's so much blood that is dripping down on the side of the building.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, I'm going to play this clip, guys. This is somebody that swears he's innocent.
Who have ever said, you need to let the Idaho 4 case go. Quit talking about a solved case. Bryan Kohberger is guilty and he won't even defend himself. Why are you defending him? Bryan Kohberger himself won't even say he's innocent. What was that again? What'd you say? Because whatever you were saying, it was wrong. Bryan Kohberger himself has now come out and said that he is innocent of the Idaho murders. And he seeks to take back the guilty plea. Bryan Kohberger told the New York Times that he is seeking to challenge his murder conviction, saying his actual innocence is my truth. I know it is still considered an unpopular opinion. After sinking an incredible amount of effort and time into this case for the past year, I can tell you with full confidence that Bryan Kohberger did not kill the Idaho 4. And I am so happy to see that he finally came out and said that himself. Those of us seriously digging into this, that have been digging into this, we're not just crazies and losers. Myself and others have been trying to tell y'all the Idaho 4 case.
You are crazies. You guys are crazy. He admitted to it. He admitted to, can you finally leave his family alone too? Like, you guys are freaking weirdos. The Concalves family has gone through so much just trying to fight for the truth for their daughter. And in fact, they want a trial, guys. The Concalves family, and I'm about to play their clip, they want a trial. They said they want to, him to get the death penalty. And they want the evidence out there. Let's watch her mother and what she had to say. These poor people. Here we go.
I don't think he intentionally went into that house to kill 4. I think he intended on killing 1, and that is either Kayla or Maddie, because he went straight upstairs.
Why do you believe that?
Because he went straight upstairs for 1, and I just
he walks past one of the victims' doors right off the bat. He walks right past the victim.
This is the girl that locked herself in a room.
Mm-hmm.
Walks right
and
past
never
her.
came back to her.
Never went back to her. And then,
but she saw him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaylee and Maddie happened to be in the same bedroom, but upstairs is just 2 bedrooms and a bathroom.
And Ethan and
Xana were downstairs. Yes. So he went straight upstairs. And I think that he intended to kill Kaylee or Maddie. And Kaylee happened to be in bed with Maddie. And obviously she woke up and that happened. And then Xana woke up, or Xana was awake. Xana was awake. She did a TikTok at 4:12, or commented on TikTok at 4:12, got food at 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there was a lot of path crossing here, at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, Xana woke up and he attacked her. He was interrupted. I think he was so angry that he was interrupted. This is what a legal analyst has to say about him withdrawing his guilty plea. Let's watch.
This is a very difficult thing to overcome for Bryan Kohberger, right? Taking back a plea, putting yourself in a position to actually have a trial and to be able to plead not guilty. This is a legal burden. And so I'm wondering where you think this goes next for him.
It's a very high and very difficult legal burden for anyone to overcome. And this is not a regular case. It's a case with exceptional circumstances. The first issue is he didn't allocute. That's the first thing that always sticks out to me. It really bothered me that he didn't allocute, and that caused a lot of problems.
Same.
Because that's supposed to happen. Well, let's take a step back and ask ourselves what we don't know. Who was the NBC Dateline leak? Wasn't me.
Correct.
It wasn't. The Ada County Sheriff's Department's investigating Ann Taylor's office. And the special master who did the investigation knew before the plea who it was, and they put that on file and they sealed it. Bryan.
I really honestly do hope Bryan Kohberger gets his trial so you guys can shut the hell up and stop talking about how innocent this guy is and leave the family alone. This is him buying the gloves because he's so innocent.
Video shows convicted murderer Bryan Kohberger changed his shopping behavior following the brutal killings of 4 University of Idaho students. A visit to Walmart on November 12th appears to be the last time cameras record Kohberger at checkout without gloves on. That was just hours before the murders. After that, he returns to Walmart many times, but is seen wearing gloves to purchase his items, only exposing his hands to go through his wallet on occasion.
I wonder why he had to use gloves all the time, guys. Is it because he ain't want his DNA to be left? Hello, like all of you guys that say he's innocent, I need you to get your heads checked. I've never seen so much evidence in my life. And people are making up rumors saying that there was no DNA on the knife sheath, all these rumors, just craziness. This is a video of Kaylee just weeks before because it was a noisy party house. Let me play this.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know over here?
And I assume noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there?
Yeah.
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
Fair.
You go to school?
Yeah.
Okay. What year?
Senior.
Senior. Okay. So I'll tell you the same thing I told them. You probably know the drill, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So usually, at least for me, I'll give you a verbal warning.
Okay.
Once I have neighbors calling in, your music's too loud. You're disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Nothing against having parties. Nothing against having people over who are overage to drink.
Mhm.
But again, once we start disturbing the neighbors, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
Noise ticket is up to 300.
Yeah,
somewhere around 300. Okay, it's a pretty expensive ticket. I don't want to give that to you. That being said, this is your place, so I'm going to hold you responsible.
Uh-huh.
Because it is your place, you're also responsible for everybody here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab your info.
Yeah.
And if I do have to come back here, a $300-some ticket's coming your way.
Okay.
And it only gets more expensive from there. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
This was, one of her last images of her. I want to say this was like a month before. Kaylee actually had moved out of the house like a couple of weeks before she was unalived. Hi, Meta. This is our True Crime Night. We're talking about the Bryan Kohberger case, how all these lunatics thinks he's innocent and all the evidence against him. 1 in the chat if you think Bryan Kohberger is guilty. 2 in the chat if you don't think he is. I'm open to all perspectives tonight, but I don't know how much clearer it can get. This is inside Bryan Kohberger's digital history. Let's watch this.
On Christmas 2022, so after the crime, late at night and into the early morning of the 26th, he was just like working through serial killers. And the site was specifically serial killer timelines. And so it just basically has this list of a bunch of serial killers. And it seemed, based on the timing of it, that he was just clicking one, scanning, reading, and then going back and clicking the next one. How they were raised, what their childhood was like with their parents.
It wasn't only violence that he was drawn to.
The consistent nature of the searches were non-consensual sex acts. Seeing pornography is not weird, but the fact that this person had non-consensual, specifically only that, not one other thing that was a consensual sex act. They were all like aggressive or drugged.
Or sleeping.
Voyeurism, it was all consistently non-consensual things.
And in the days after, that same sense of nerve showed up again and again and again. And this was something that investigators couldn't ignore.
Yeah, that this thumbs up with sort of the Band-Aid. As soon as I saw it, it catches your eye, because his knuckles look just so white, and like it reminded me of like scrubbing your hands for days to try to get something off. And then
So to give backstory, this is Bryan Kohberger, and he was found guilty for unaliving 4 college students in Idaho. He was a doctorate student at nearby Washington State. He pled guilty. We have him on record pleading guilty. Yes, I'm guilty. But people are obsessed with this case. And just like Lindsay Clancy, we have these mommy, wine drinking, TikTok, true crime people saying he's innocent. Let me play this clip. This woman explains his innocence. Here we go. This is her explanation for it.
Never hardly able to get past that. How did that get there? That detail alone should erase any doubt, but let's go back up just a little bit. November 2022, 4 Idaho college students were found slaughtered in their off-campus home. Bryan Kohberger becomes the suspect. His phone goes dark during the murders. Just a few days later, he swapped out his Pennsylvania plates to Washington plates, where Pennsylvania only requires 1 plate in the back. Washington State requires 2, 1 in the front and 1 in the back. In July 2025, Judge Stephen Hippler asks him directly, "Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?" And Bryan Kohberger says yes. He signs a 9-page questionnaire confirming that this was voluntary. He also agrees to waive his right to appeal. Now, 1 year later, he's filed a handwritten petition to the court saying that his attorneys have manipulated him. He claims that they scared him about death row and promised him better conditions if he did take the plea deal. And now legal experts are calling his chances slim to none. He has to prove manifest injustice. Ann Taylor was a really good attorney, so he may have a little problem doing that. It's nearly impossible with a signed confession on record. Drop your thoughts below and tell me what you think about this. His DNA was found on the knife sheath under.
This is what I think. I think that all you people that think he's innocent need to go get your heads checked. I'm about to play one of these Looney Tunes that I found on X that think he's innocent. Here we go.
Tension between people and our roommates at the house.
Okay. This next one's a big one. And had we done this interview yesterday, I don't know if it worked out fine.
Let me give backstory, actually, because this is interesting. This is one of the surviving roommates, and this is what people are hanging their hat on. This is her account of the person she saw. Let's watch.
Would you have been able to put anything down for the second question, which is, do you know who is responsible for the murders of your friends?
No, I thought it was for the whole time.
Serious?
Yeah. I thought it was him until when I did the last FBI interview. They had said John has been so cooperative, blah blah, and that.
Is that the one with Aaron when you did the interview?
Yeah, no, it was the one on the Zoom thing. Maybe that was Aaron. I can't remember.
No, it was with you.
Oh.
Yeah. I think my mom had talked about all the media stuff, and then someone said something about how he's been in the same exact media and that he's been so helpful and cooperative, and that made me think, oh, that was a good way that it was him. So then I was like, okay, well, shit, it's not him. Like, I don't know who else it could be. And I really thought it was from UVI, because it's like they knew where we lived. Because for me, to go up to Katie and Maddie's room, you have to go past my door. I don't know if I locked my door or not that night. I usually did when I wasn't drunk, but I was drunk that night, so I have no clue. So that's why I kind of just figured it would be someone in UI that knew exactly where all of us lived in that room, in the house. Because obviously they never stepped down the bedroom ever, from what I know. So that kind of just like made me think, oh, it's probably someone from UI. But like we've been talking to our friends, like who could it be? And we couldn't think of anyone. And the only thought we had was just because of like he lived next door to us, he was blah blah blah, like just random stuff like that. He's like Grub Chuck. But then we saw the video of Maddie and Kaylee walking together, and we're like, oh shit, like they were walking together. It wasn't like, you know, that's what also kind of made me believe like it really wasn't him. So no, I wouldn't have known at all who it was yesterday.
Okay. Have you ever seen this Bryan Kohberger before?
No, I remember when told me some, or I don't remember, someone said, oh, the arrest was in Pennsylvania. That was like, okay, I don't know anyone from Pennsylvania. I don't know anyone that has ties to Pennsylvania. And so that like really weirded me out, which is like why, like, I feel like the people that we know, if they had family in Pennsylvania, like I would have known, you know? So this, like, it does shock me because it's like, it's a WSU student. Like, they don't know them, so what was the point exactly? Like, for me, I would have thought it'd be like some stalker that was obsessed with one of them or something.
Okay. Have you seen a picture of Mr. Kohberger?
Yeah, I looked him up today when I found out, yeah.
So you've, I'm not sure which picture you've seen of him.
I've seen the mugshot one with the vest thing, I think.
Okay.
It's on there now.
It's all on the internet.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to word this carefully, but is this Bryan Kohberger the person that you saw in this mugshot? Is that the person you saw in your house?
I have no clue. From what I remember, I just remember seeing this figure that was like not fat, obviously, but more of like the skinnier toned build and some mask on. I don't know what the mask exactly was, but when I thought about it, it was just like covering here and here. I don't know if it was covering his mouth, his nose, or below his mouth and nose. I just remember knowing that he was white, but I didn't know how he was white. I just knew he was. And just knowing there's like, I knew he looked at me because of a bushy eyebrow. That's all I remember. I like, for therapy, I asked her to help me like go in a calm state of mind to help me like remember stuff, but nothing could come up, which was really weird. The only thing that helped come up was like hearing Kaylee's footsteps, but not hearing another pair of footsteps. That really freaked me out. Because obviously I'm right next to there. And so I was like, okay, well, why didn't I hear his footsteps or like another pair of footsteps? But I have no idea what he looked like. I don't like, when I looked at his picture, nothing came back to me at all.
This girl was so drunk. She didn't even know what was going on, guys. And the other thing that was interesting is the amount of wounds that these people had was so bad. As a parent, I was mad at that girl, Dylan, because that was the survivor. And I said, why didn't you call the police? But the wounds that these people had were so bad that they died. Like, I don't want to say instantly because it was painful, but they died that night. They died pretty fast. There was no saving them. That's the amount of wounds that these poor people had. Like, that's how savage this was, and this is a theory. My theory of why DM did not call the police as a woman who lived in a college house. I just wanted probably some information, someone who has a similar life experience, a living situation in DM in college. I lived in a large college house. Now I'm imagining the situation DM was in and could absolutely see why it happened without her. Let's assume she was drunk and high. Exactly. I went to college, guys. You can get kicked out of college if you are drinking underage. She was 19 years old at the time. You can lose your scholarships if you're found to be drinking, or if you have drugs in the house or in your system. I believe they didn't call the police because there was drugs in that house and they wanted to take the drugs out. That's truly, 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 truly what I believe, guys. You know, and the other interesting thing is, let's watch this video right here. This was from when the Idaho 4 was removed from the house.
What's that? No, I got 2 cars. We'll just make 2 trips. Oh. There's a lot of driving. Yeah. Full day. All right. Everything need to go up, or is it over yet? No, that's up. Okay. So move that car real quick. Push it out. Push this one in.
Want our dirty secret? Has a souvenir.
And I'll do the same when I'm done there and taking this way. Okay. So I know not to come back here. Okay. I don't want to leave you hanging if there's still things to do.
So that video that I just played was them taking the bodies out of the house. This video, guys, this is another thing that people love to talk about, guys. This was okay. So in the college town, there is a food truck, and this food truck has a, like, I guess a YouTube stream or like some sort of social media stream. And this was the food truck where Xana and Maddie were at. So people are saying that there was some weird behavior in that very top video right there. There's not Xana and Maddie and Kaylee. The girl right here in the white in the gray sweatpants in the background and the white sweater was one of the victims, Kaylee. And she was there with Maddie ordering food. So people are saying that they feel like the behavior of the men nearby were suspicious. They felt like they were watching them, and supposedly Dylan thought it could have been one of the guys from the food truck. They call him like hoodie guy or something like that could have been there, because I guess he had a thing for them. So people are like really, really obsessed with this video right here. They talk about it a lot. They say there was, stalkers potentially. I'm going to play another person who is suspicious that Bryan is innocent. And let me play this clip right here. Let's watch.
Oh, you're a pro-burger. Oh, you're supporting a... Oh, what a turn of events that I'm happy to report on today. Kings, queens, and internet cousins, Bryan Kohberger has changed his plea deal from guilty to not guilty, like I stated from the beginning. Now, if you guys have been following this case for long enough, I believe that Bryan Kohberger is innocent of the slaying of the 4 Idaho students. You may ask why I believe that. The reason why I believe that is because I don't believe anyone could get inside of a home, take out 4 people brutally. We're talking hundreds of puncture wounds, and have no red stuff on you, nothing at all. So in a twisted turn of events, as we all expected who have been following.
Okay. So this is what I got to say to this broad right here. Who did it then? Did they just magically die? That doesn't make any sense. Of course, he probably had a bodysuit on. What I believe is, and what a lot of people believe, is he took a way out of the way because he would hike and he would go places to throw his clothes off, to change his clothes. He probably had like a plastic sheet in his car, and he got rid of the knife in a field somewhere. I mean, but these are the kind of people that don't believe he's innocent. Very low IQ, could possibly be intoxicated. Let's watch.
Case closely. Bryan Kohberger did a phone interview with the New York Times, and he agreed to the plea agreement because of what was described as false promises and blatant disinformation. He maintained his absolute claim of innocence and wants the questions surrounding the case to be examined.
He agreed because his ass ain't want to go live in a rat hole for the rest of his life. He agreed because he wanted to make sure he had his what did he gluten-free meals because he has like some sort of weird dietary needs. He agreed because he was promised all sorts of BS, but he knows what he did. He knows he's guilty.
In a trial-like setting, Kohberger pleaded guilty in June 2025 to killing Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, avoiding a potential death sentence. During his plea hearing, he was questioned multiple times by the judge and admitted to committing the crimes. As a part of the agreement, he also gave up his right to appeal. Prosecutors have now pointed to a significant amount of evidence they say connect Kohberger to the investigators said his DNA was discovered on a K-bar knife sheath found near two victims. Records also show he had purchased a similar knife and sheath from Amazon in the months before. The authorities further cited surveillance footage showing a white Hyundai Elantra, the vehicle Kohberger owned, near the crime scene around the time of the killings. Investigators said his cell phone data placed him away from the home that night, but his phone was turned off during the estimated time of the crimes. When asked about the evidence against him, Kohberger declined to provide details, saying those issues should be addressed through a legal process and examined during a trial. Now we all know with the very last minute, they decided that Bryan Kohberger was not going to be given a trial. They told him he could either take the plea agreement or he would be given a death sentence. So I personally am an ex-felon, and they do that to you because most...
This is who is playing for his innocence. Bro, these people are fucking lowlifes. Anybody that says that Bryan Kohberger is an innocent and they said they're also a felon, I'm gonna need you to get your head examined if you trust this bitch. Like, seriously, like, I can't even watch anymore. Like, honestly, of course, all criminals say they're innocent, even the ones that aren't. Okay, like, shut the front door. I can't. And again, I do believe that there are some conspiracy theories that are proven true, but this is one that I just don't believe. The only conspiracy I believe is that this mofo had help. I believe he could have had a getaway driver. He could have had somebody come help him clean up. He could have even had somebody go help him chase Xana downstairs. He had help. I don't believe he did it alone, but he's guilty. And he's right where his ass belongs to be. And that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You got to get your head checked if you feel like something else is going on. Okay? Anyways, I'm done. I'm tired, guys. It's been a long night yelling at these idiots. Guys, we will be back tomorrow night. We're starting our true crime block of the week. I will be doing my version of true crime on Tuesday nights, potentially having a panel talking about true crime cases. And Mia will be back tomorrow night. She'll be talking about a potential Philadelphia serial killer. Also, part 2 of the Lindsay Clancy trial, another person who's guilty, but people will tell you otherwise. And then I will be back hosting Thursday night. I think my topics Thursday night are going to be about something that your boy Nick Fuentes said. He's questioning, pretty much at this point, he's questioning, what were the motives of Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. He's pretty passionate that he feels like that they've ruined the right-wing movement. Interestingly enough, he's telling people to vote for Dems. So I don't know who's worse, people telling you to vote for Dems or the people that are trying to expose the truth. I don't know. We'll talk about that. And then also, white boys for Kamala Harris supporter Dean Withers has been hit with SA allegations. So y'all definitely want to come back, see Dean Withers crying and crashing out about his allegations. We're probably going to talk about the Florida primary tomorrow. Byron Donalds, breaking news, he is the winner. If you guys didn't know, Byron Donalds has won the Florida primary. So Fishback is out. Fishback stood us up. He was supposed to come here for a debate, but he was too good to come to us. Maybe if he would have came to the new party, he would have got 2% more votes. I'm just kidding. Maybe not. But we probably will work on having Fishback on. Maybe he'll finally grant us an interview. I'm going to work with his people because I would love to hear his thoughts on what his future is. I mean, he got 10% of the vote, which is pretty, I will say pretty impressive because he was going up against 2 establishment people, Byron Donalds and Jay Collins. So we'll break that down and talk about that. So guys, please, before I go, do me a favor. Hit the like button. If you're watching on X, hit that heart. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless.
Sisters,
we shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just, we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
Mr.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
This is so freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour of liberty is at hand. For freedom is bravo. Brothers
I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, that's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see that, man. So
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real quote. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Payne's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
The
Welcome to my
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong, full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
vocabulary up because I'm throwing out words like hubris, acquiesce, verbose. What are you going to do about the dichotomy of the nuance?
To the encampment for liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
And flaming! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.